It's time to spill the tea on Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and this fiasco involving South African immigrants. A lot of people don't know all the little history and moving pieces, and I'm going to try to tell you the story in 2 minutes. At the end of World War II, when the Mustache Man, as they call him here, was defeated, many people who loved that ideology and believed in racial supremacy and had a lot of pseudo-scientific theories about a master race, they found a home in South Africa. There are streets named after German military leaders, and up till very recently, the Mustache Man's birthday was celebrated and people would commonly give the salute. That was the place where Elon Musk was raised, and many of Elon Musk's friends who came over here and are very prominent leaders in the tech world, including Peter Thiel. Now, what happens is when all these white supremacists moved to South Africa, they took away citizenship from the black people of South Africa, the indigenous people, and they moved them into little ghettos called Bantustans. And they tried to pretend that they had little independent societies there in these overcrowded, under-resourced ghettos. And it took years, but in the 80s, a revolution happened and the apartheid system was finally overthrown. Now, at that time, Elon Musk's family left because what had made them rich with their emerald diamond mines and cheap labor and racially structured society had been taken apart. So they left. Now, even after this revolution happened, over 70% of the wealth, as you could imagine, still resided with the white colonizers who owned just about all of the land. So having a reform to make things equal for everyone would be a complicated judicial process, but it systematically took place and is still happening to this day. You could imagine how difficult it would be to unravel that terrible system and to create something fair for everyone. Now, one of the laws in South Africa is any international investment, any big company that goes to work there, they have to be sure that 30% of the company has equity in people of South Africa, black people, marginalized people, and there are several ways they could do that. But Elon Musk and Starlink didn't like that rule, and they resisted. In other words, if Starlink was to open a business in South Africa and have offices, they would have to have at least 30% of the company black South Africans. Instead of complying with that, like Microsoft and every other big tech firm, Elon Musk started to use X to put out these crazy claims of a white genocide, things that the United Nations and every other serious human rights group said is a damaging lie perpetrated by the extreme right. In reality, there's a lot of crime in South Africa, but it affects everyone in every race proportionally and is not instigated by the government over racial animosity. But Elon Musk and Donald Trump are sending that message to the world. All propaganda requires a victim. And if you want to build a system of white supremacy here in the United States or in South Africa, you need a victim. So Elon Musk has been using X, and Trump is throwing around the genocide word and bringing in white people from South Africa and telling the world he's saving them from a genocide. Since all this happened with the tariffs, Lesotho, another African nation, succumbed to Trump's wishes and they allowed Starlink to get a contract. And now South Africa is trying to appease Elon Musk to have other ways that he could do business in South Africa and still support the country's transitional goals. The bottom line to remember: these immigrants coming to the United States are not refugees from violence or genocide. They're refugees from equality. They want to leave equality and go to white supremacy.